It might sound crazy, but there is a lot of Russian people who really support Putin's war in Ukraine. And I'm sure you think, how? I mean, Ukraine and Russia are so connected throughout the history, culturally, even our families. Almost every single family in Russia and Ukraine is having some family member right now that they don't talk to because of this war. Dad is from Russia and the uncle is from Ukraine and the stepmother is from Western Ukraine. All families are so linked up, and still this war is possible, and still Russians think it's okay. They justify this war in Ukraine. In this video, I'll try to explain you how it all happened. First, it's a propaganda about Nazis in Ukraine. Putin made Russians believe that Nazis are all over Ukraine and they need to be destroyed. There were some nationalistic group in Ukraine and there were some videos with them. So they took these videos and they spread them throughout all platforms in Russia, and they played them all over again, and they made sure that every single Russian see this video, and they made Russians believe that this is what whole population of Ukraine is, because they convinced the Russian people that it's not just few people in Ukraine, it's the whole 50 million country, and there is a plenty of Nazis in military, in troops, in politics, and president of Ukraine is Nazi as well, being Jewish. So there is a lot of nonsense, but still Putin made Russians believe that it's denazifying Ukraine. So these few videos were enough to start this so-called special operation in Ukraine. And now, after this whole war started, and you know that 11 million Ukrainians left their homes by this time. And if we take into consideration their family members, the total amount would come to like 30 million people. Of course, all these 30 million people, they hate Russian troops desperately. And when they capture Russian soldier, sometimes they do crazy shit. And these videos end up on all Russian channels, of course, again being shown million times all over Russia. Russians see all these videos of cruelty of Ukrainian soldiers, and why did they do this to Russian soldiers, and how is it possible? So some of those who were hesitating about Ukrainians being Nazis, now they see this Ukrainian soldier hating on Russian soldiers so much, and I don't know, maybe shooting him when he's laying on the ground, and like I said, some real crazy shit. Of course, now some Russians start to believe that Ukrainians are Nazis and they need to be destroyed. And their anger is growing now too. So Nazis propaganda, that's the major reason why Russians really justify this war. Second thing is propaganda related again. Putin made Russians believe that Russia is protecting eastern part of Ukraine from the rest of Ukraine. And for 8 years they were filming news. I said that because it's like filming the movies. They were creating this news like Eastern Ukrainians were suffering from the bombs of Ukraine. And this is how it all happened. I'm pretty sure you know, but still. 8 years ago, he started supplying weapons to the eastern part of Ukraine. He created this war in Donbass area and made Russians believe that it's just a civilian war in Ukraine, and Russia has nothing to do with it. There are just millions of proofs that in reality, this whole war in eastern part of Ukraine was created by Putin. So he created this war just for this specific reason, day by day, months by months, year by year, shoot this news like Eastern Ukrainians are suffering from this Nazi government of Ukraine and it needs to be stopped. This is how he was programming Russians against Ukrainian government. And there were some kids and some civilians in the eastern part of Ukraine who really died, but no one would ever die there if it wasn't for Russian troops and Putin's decisions to create this war there at the first place. And I promise you, there were no single day in Russia when Russian media and Russian news were not talking about crisis in Donbass. For 8 years, they were convincing Russians that Ukrainians were attacking Ukrainians, not Russian troops who were controlling that area, but like its own Ukrainian people. How could they? How evil they are. They're attacking their own people. And day by day, propaganda journalists, they were saying and they were feeding this information to the heads of Russian, and they started believing this crap. So this is second reason. And third thing, Cold War. Russians like confrontation between Russia and the Western world. They want to have this leader who's the only one in the world who can say no to United States. They want it so desperately. They want this Putin to be a leader, to be a real deal. They are ready to forgive Putin like fucked up economy situation. They are ready to forgive him these fake elections for the last 20 years that no one ever having an opportunity to go to run for elections. They know it sucks. They know he's faking these elections, but they still forgive him because of his so-called strong character. Because he's their leader and he's the only one who can say no to West world. So this is basically it. Those are three major reasons how Putin managed to convince Russians that it's okay to create this war in Ukraine, and made them believe that it's okay to support this war. This time I would like to leave a link in the description box down below where you can go and support Ukrainians. There were some funds where you can support like civilians, or you can support military, whatever you want, and it's working and it's legit. I guarantee 100%. So this is it. Aleksey from Los Angeles. Thanks for watching.